and welcome to On the Patio with Mr. D. Hey, I've had a dilemma with my G-Force T42 for quite some time. And what happened was, I was riding one day and everything was cool and I hit the front brake. And all of a sudden I lost my pedal assist from the motor. And I had to hit the thumb throttle to get it to release. I said, okay, that switch has gone bad, I think. But I wasn't sure. So anyway, I rode it this way for quite a while, knowing that every time I stop using the front brake, I have to hit the throttle to open up or unlock it. Check. And then I found out it was a broken switch, which tells the motor to shut off when you hit the brake. And then when you release the brake, that switch goes back into operational where you can do your PAS paneling or whatever. I just couldn't do that. What it would do is like it was no electric at all. It was just pedal like crazy. But that wasn't the problem. The problem was getting hold of G-Force, and I'm really disappointed in them. Their customer service is absolutely horrible. I put out an email just asking the question about this brake failure, front brake failure, and I couldn't get a response. I mean, weeks went by. And so I kept sending the same email, and then one day I says, you know, I'm just gonna replace the brake assembly, the heck with them. So I ordered a brake assembly, not knowing that it had to be a specific length. This is the key point. And I took my stock one off and literally threw it away. That was stupid. I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, I put the other one on and it ended up being too short. Let me tell you that story. It's kind of funny. I was saying, man, that thing is just bowstring tight. Well, this is a folding e-bike. So if you want to get that giraffe stem down, you have to have enough slack in that front brake tube to be able to fold it down. And I was sleeping, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I just woke up out of a dead sleep saying, that bike's not going to be able to fold. And so I got up out of bed, literally, come out here to the garage and tried to fold the e-bike and found out because of the brake system that I had on it, the replacement one was way too short, and I was not educated in the area of these brakes that it needed to have more slack. So I have a friend of mine, he has a T5 and I have a T42. So I got hold of him and asked him, hey, do me a favor and measure the entire brake tube assembly, including the wrap all the way down to the caliper. And he came back to me the next day and said, hey Dale, it's 39 inches. So okay, so I did the math, blah blah blah. So I found out that I had to order a brake system with a 1,000 millimeter tube length. Now one I had was way too short, and I just returned it, fortunately within the time frame for a return. And then I ordered the one that you'll see in the description. So basically what we're going to do now, guys, is go ahead and install the new 1,000 millimeter hydraulic front brake caliper tube, handbrake lever thingy, all of that. We're going to install all of that, and then, hey, we'll be back in a bit. I'm going to go ahead and do a test mount of this particular unit, and to make sure there's enough slack in the tube to go ahead and be able to fold the giraffe stem down to give functionality to the folding e-bike. So that's what I'm going to do right now before I even install it. So hang tight, we'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, I just did a kind of a preset, and it looked like it's going to be okay in the fold. Not sure. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this installed. I'm going to show you how to install it. Now, I've already removed the old caliper off and lever assembly a long time ago. Because I had to return the bad one that was too short. Now, Discland provides you with various mounting setups. Actually gives you the Allen keys to tighten up the caliper bolts. Also gives you a set of wire ties and a really tight, small screwdriver right here. But Discland is the brand name. I don't know how much of this I'm going to use. Probably just the two number 5 mounts, but not sure yet. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this kind of secured where I want it. And again, they supply you with the Allen wrenches to do the job, so it's really a complete system. I'll leave a link to these guys in the description. And what I'm doing right now is just basically just tightening this thing down. I'm basically testing the lever distance and position, and I think I want to put the grip on first before I do anything else. Now I want to slide the grip on and get it pre-fit, because it's got one of those that you got to tighten down the Allen head screws. So I'm basically just going to get that put on and get the distance set before I cinch this thing down. That's where I need to be. What I'm doing now, guys, is putting my side mirror on and get that part done before I cinch everything down to make sure everything fits right. And I'll get this all put on, and then we'll be ready to route this thing. Now these are either up or down mirrors. And what I'm doing now, guys, is just assembling the side mirror. Now these are up or down, and I found out I kind of like them up better. But anyway, that's all assembled now. This is assembled. So now we get down to the nitty gritty. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and install the pin. Now make sure that you get it into the guide correctly, and then do a test. Okay, I've just got that in. Now what I'm going to do is test to make sure I don't have an error message before I go any further. Yay, no error messages. That's great. Well, guys, good news, bad news thing. Looks like it's going to route fine, but the brake mount on this one, if you notice here, faces forward. Mine is sideways, so I need to get a bracket adapter to be able to mount this system on my bike. However, I can continue, and which I'm going to do is get it all pre-wrapped, get it in. The only thing I can't do is mount it until I get that bracket, and that'll be in the next couple days, and then I'll finish up this video. So hey, we're going to continue installing the tube all the way down to where we can't put on the caliper, and that's because I don't have the right bracketry for this particular caliper. So once I get that, and basically this one would sit flush like that, and I need my bracket to go this way. So this bracket comes in, 2 of the screws here, and I was wondering what the 4 screws was for. Now I know why. 2 of the screws will go here. Now it'll change it to where it'll mount straight in like this, and I'll be good to go. So let's continue with the routing, get all that done, and then when the bracket comes in, we'll finish it up. So hey, we'll be back in a bit. So what I've done, guys, is I've taken all the wrapping off right up here, and what I want to do is, this has got some excess cord like that, and then I'm going to start, I'm going to leave that plug like it is. Now I'm going to start wrapping right in here like this, getting the stock wrap off, and pick up the brake wire or brake tube and start wrapping that, allowing for enough movement for this to work. Now I want to do another wire tie down here just to get it where I want it. About like that. That should work fine. It's unfortunate that the mounting system is different on this caliper from what is with the bike, but that's okay. You can buy the bracket. It's not that big a deal. I want to check to see if I have no problem with clearance here, because this is where the brake will be going. Be on the inside of the wheel like that, and it'll be going on to like this, and there's a wire tie point right there. So I'm going to get that wire tie in and installed, and Now the brake will go right about there like that, so I can cinch this down. Okay, we're good there, we're good there. And the brake will sit on there perfect. Now I'm going to finish wrapping this, and then we'll do a fold test to make sure that everything is good. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is go ahead and just finish wrapping this up. And then I'm going to do a fold test. You're going to see that yourself. Now I changed out my wrap material. I ordered some cable cover, which is a 1/2 inch. And I kind of like that better than the thin stuff. Okay, that's done, that's done. Now I want to take the little bit of cable stuff that I've got here and use that to finish up the route. And then yeah, this has been a real problem, child. And the biggest problem I had is getting G-force to respond. Alright, what we're doing now, guys, is going to go ahead and do the fold test. This was the thing that caused mine to fail the first time. So let's unlock this thing and see if it'll fold like it's supposed to. Alright, it folds, but the disc brake came up a little bit. And I think that's why, right there. So I'm checking the cable routing. Oh, okay, I see what happened. Alright, we'll leave that like that. So I'm going to fold again and then take a look at it. Oh yeah, it didn't pull up at all. I mean, no problems whatsoever. This was my problem before, guys. I couldn't get it totally folded. There it is. You can see where the brake is hanging out right here. And it'll mount fine once I get the bracket in. So it looks like this problem is solved. The only thing I'll do is finish this video on Wednesday, it looks like, maybe Thursday, depending on when that part comes in. And then I can get this thing all mounted up and get it back going. So anyway, hey, we'll be back in a bit. All right, the bracket adapter, guys, is all set up. This is the adapter piece right here. I did not film putting it on because it's really a no-brainer. But it fit up well. The brakes are all installed now, so we're going to go out and test ride this and see if everything's okay. That took a while. Had to get the camera set up on the T42 because I took all the camera gear off because I am selling my G-force e-bike. I got too many e-bikes now. So I'm going to sell the G-force, and that's why all the emphasis to bring everything up to spec and all that kind of stuff like that. And the new front brake assembly is working perfectly. No problems at all. Let me go ahead and hit the brakes here. Front brake only. Yeah, they lock down pretty good. Once I installed that bracket adapter, everything fell right into place. The caliper mounted on the disc with no problems, no issues. It worked out really well. So we're going to continue our test ride and just enjoyable morning ride today. And that's what we're going to do. So we'll be back in a bit. Well, hey guys, we have been riding the G-force e-bike, testing the new cable system. So let me get to the skinny of this. If you're going to replace any 20x4 folding e-bike and you want to replace the front brake assembly, make sure, if it's mechanical brakes or hydraulic brakes, that the tube is a minimum of 1,000 millimeters long. Otherwise, it will not fold up, guys. You're not going to get it to fold. I found that out the hard way. And from help from some friends and stuff like that, we found out what the recommended length is, and it turned out to be 1,000 millimeters. I got everything wrapped back up in there and no problems whatsoever. And I'm really pleased about that. I'm test riding it now, and the brakes work good. The problem I had with it not releasing the brake sensor to the motor, because that was the problem, and it was the switch that broke apparently. So I just replaced the whole assembly, and it actually worked out real well. Now, If you order the one that I put in the description, it's imperative that you order the side mount adapter bracket with it, and I'll put that link in the description, because this particular caliper has the bolts bolting straight in this way, and here's your wheel like that, and mine is set up to where it bolts that way, and here's the wheel. So I had to buy that bracket, and there's a standard bracket out there, and again, I'll put that link in the description, but that'll take care of that problem. If you're ever going to change out any 20 by 4 inch folding e-bike, that's the minimum tube or cable length that you need, and that is 1,000 millimeters. So hey guys, I'm going to continue my ride, and we'll probably talk to you up at Starbucks or something. So hey, we'll be back in a bit. Hi guys, we're going to wrap up this edition of Paddling and Pedaling Florida Adventures. Hey, we got that new front brake assembly all set up, and it's actually road tested out real well. So today was road test day, guys, and that's what I wanted to do. And we're out riding my normal routine, about 12 miles this morning, and we're going to make sure that the brakes and the cabling and the routing and everything that I did is up to speed. Recap real quick. If you own a 20 by 4 folding e-bike, your front brake tube assembly, if it's hydraulic, cable assembly, if it's mechanical, must be a minimum of 1,000 millimeters long. Any shorter than that, you're not going to be able to fold your bike. That's what I found out in this lesson. Hey, we'll see you on the next one.